Applying to business school can be stressful. We want to help you manage that anxiety with 3 application do's and 2 don'ts. Do number 1, only worry about what you can control. There are many parts of an application process to worry about. Test scores, grades, work experience, essays, recommendations, and more. It can be overwhelming if you worry about every single aspect. We suggest that you separate out what you can control from what you can't. For example, you have no control over your age, demographic, or what the school's acceptance rate is. So obsessing over questions like, will my age hurt me? Or am I from an overrepresented background? Is a waste of energy. Instead, acknowledge those factors and figure out how to address them, but then move on and focus your energy on the parts of the application you can actually do something about. Do number 2, break application tasks into manageable increments. When clients wait until they have an entire evening or day to work on their application, it often feels ineffective. They feel tremendous pressure to get everything done in that time and can be overwhelmed by simply how much there is to do. Instead, break the tasks into manageable increments. If you have a free half hour, for example, you could revise 1 section or even just a couple of bullet points on your resume. Or what about sending emails to current students to learn more about the school? A first draft of an essay may require a block of uninterrupted time, but not all tasks do. Make a list of application tasks that can be done in 5 to 30 minutes so that when you find yourself with that time, you can check something off the list. Feeling accomplished goes a long way towards reducing anxiety. Do number 3, recognize that admissions committee members are not looking for perfection. An mbaMission client recently wrote to his consultant in a panic saying, I just realized that once on my resume I wrote out the word millions, but in another spot I abbreviated it to MM. Should I send the admissions committee a correction? If you find yourself worrying about items like that, or misplaced commas, or even minor grammatical mistakes, we urge you actually just to calm down. Of course, you don't want to be sloppy with your application, but we can assure you that the admissions committee cares far more about your overall story and who you are than about a small number of typos throughout an entire application. You don't want those typos, but to be honest, they probably won't even notice them. They are not conducting a forensic audit of your application after all, but just trying to get to know who you are fundamentally. Now that we've given you 3 proactive steps that we hope will reduce your anxiety, let's turn to 2 tips to avoid that will increase your anxiety. Our first don't number 1. Don't listen to Reddit or message board chatter. Message boards about business school can occasionally be a resource for learning about the schools themselves, but we encourage you not to use them as a resource for admissions advice. Doing so can make you increasingly anxious, and since the posters are usually first-time applicants like you, they honestly don't know more about it than you do. And please remember that everything posters say on those boards about their profile may not be completely accurate. More importantly, when a poster shares their GPA, GMAT, and 1 sentence about their work and extracurricular leadership, remember that those characteristics are just facts, not someone else's complete story, and try to avoid comparing yourself. Don't number 2, don't seek advice from everyone you know. It's tempting to share your essays with friends and family, and I can almost guarantee you that everyone you share them with will have a suggestion. They care about you and want to help, after all. But that doesn't mean their opinion is right. Even if they went to business school themselves, they don't necessarily know what it takes to get in. It can be very hard, in fact impossible, to satisfy everyone. Of course, admissions consultants like us can offer a depth of knowledge and valuable feedback. But, ultimately, these applications are not your friends, they're not your parents, they're not even your consultant's application, but they're yours. The most important voice to listen to in this process is your own, and make sure that your applications are true to your own vision of yourself. I hope this helped ease your application anxiety. Another great way to reduce your stress: start early and be informed. On Track by mbaMission, our on-demand MBA admissions course, is a great resource that leads you through the entire application process with me as your guide. It's personalized to your background and goals. Check it out, and check out the next video for a sneak peek into On Track by mbaMission.